Recording now on the GoPro and my phone. We'll see how much memory my phone has and try to use the audio for that. So this is a test. Just gonna take a quick jaunt down to Tony's house. See what Tony's up to and test the microphone at the same time. Should be pretty interesting to see. I have that microphone of the Apple phone stuffed in to the padding of my helmet near the jaw area, and it seems like it's all right whenever I record, but we'll see what wind noise does. That's really what I'm hoping that it's good for, is the wind noise. I think wind noise is going to be a big factor. So let's get this bike back up and going. Oh, it's dusty. Dusty. Runs good though. I like that fuel injection. You don't have to have a stupid little lever anymore like you did with my old bike, the GS. The GS. All right. Feels comfortable. Still recording? Yeah. Still recording there. I got a little bit of a headache. It should be neat to see what this thing can do if any air noise gets in. I'm gonna cruise all the way up. Okay, mask down. There we go. Hopefully there isn't any wind noise. I think as we cruise like this, what I'll do then is I'll just mute the GoPro. I'll just mute the GoPro audio channel and then use the Apple. All it is just voice recorder. It's no special app or anything. It's just a voice recorder built into the Apple iPhone. And then I am using the Apple headset that came with the phone. I'm just going to cruise up this road here and do a couple little twisties. Try to get some wind noise in that helmet. So there's a lot of wind noise there. I can hear it. But as I'm riding, and talking at the same time, hopefully it's not distorting. I know earlier when I did it, was it yesterday, I think I was messing around with it a little bit. It's distorting pretty good. But this should work out pretty good. You keep them independent, that way you don't have to worry about using an external microphone in the GoPro. Couple of hairpin turns up here, some nice houses. Air feels good. Surprised there isn't any snow. Oh, here we go. A little gravelly here. Get some dirt. That's real slick. You can't take that too fast. I think we're to the top. Huh. Alright then. Looks like they took a street sweeper up here. Wonder how you get to those houses. Huh. There's another road somewhere. Alright. Back down. Maybe there's some elk in here. Rear rear brake on all this. Little front brake action. That slid the back tire out a bit. Just downshifting that torque really brings that tire around. You don't want to use your front brake in tight turns like this. Ooh, there's some gravel right there. That's just second gear, 30 miles an hour. That wind noise. Huh. I'm gonna cruise up Cache Creek right quick. Look at that old fire engine. Cool. Oh, Upper Cache Creek is a good one too. Funny, you gotta kind of go through the ghetto over here. It's not ghetto, I guess. These are nice homes. They're just trailer homes, modular, whatever you want to call them. But you have to go through there in order to get up to these real expensive $1 million mansions. It's kind of fun. That's Cache Creek. There's the Tetons way out there. Oh, that's gravel. Sketchy. I'm gonna cruise all the way up to the top here and see what's going on. I might be running into somebody's house here. I don't know if there's gonna be a cul-de-sac. Oh, there is. Sweet. Little snow. Try to get to a place where you can take a picture. Supposedly we're needing pictures for the FZ07.org website, but I can't really get. I mean, that's an okay picture, but you have these houses right here, so that's not going to work. You got the refuge out there, and then the Tetons out in the background. There's some elk over there. Usually. Alright, back down. Going to Tony's house. It's cool up here. It's kind of a little hidden gem of homes up here. Because you got to go through the ghetto. The ghetto. Ghetto Fabulous. This is Ghetto Fabulous up here. Woo! You hit that power band right around 5 or 6K. It gets this bike up and moving. All right. And it's Tony working on his trailer. He just bought that thing for, what do you say, $400, and he took off all the old wood. It looked like crap before, but I think it's going to turn out really good for him. The wood was falling off and warped and everything, so he stripped it. Now he's sanding it. He's got to put a little bit of primer and then paint, and then he has some really nice wood on there that looks like an old type of I don't know, one of those truck things. I don't know what they're called, the truck things that in California they run along the beach and run they have the wood going down. They can carry the surfboards. I forget the name of those things. Anyway, we're gonna go for a little test ride and do some audio tests and pick up some wind under high speed and see what happens with this audio. I hope that there isn't any wind. The microphone is, like I said before, is the cheaper. I don't know if it's really cheap, but so, I mean, it has pretty good audio quality when I was doing it in my basement anyway, and not over wind sounds. But it's a cheap microphone built into the Apple iPad that comes with the iPhones. And that came with the iPhone 6, so I don't even know if those have a model number or whatever, but what you have to do though is when you do that, you need to disable the control function on that microphone fab there, because there's a volume up, a volume down, and then there's a center button that does different controls. I think it's kind of like your home button, because if you hold it down for too long, it'll actually activate Siri. And so what happened at first is I was testing it out in my basement there in my home, and I put it in because where the microphone is located is actually between the exterior of the helmet and the padding, the cheek padding. So I have it stuffed up underneath there a little bit, and it was pressing that button, and then it would set things off with the phone that I didn't know what it was doing. So you go into the phone settings, you can disable that stuff. Yeah, I don't think that there's an actual disable button though, or like a slider bar. What you need to do is, I forgot, but you have to go into general, and then you have to just, I think you just disable Siri. Siri by remote control or something like that. I think there's like a remote control or control setting, something like that. Yeah, tinker around with it a little bit, see if you can find it. And yeah, it actually works. It works pretty good. Haven't heard Siri talk to me yet. Ultimately, what I would really like to do is get a Sena. I think I'm saying it right. S-E-N-A, Sena. And they have really high ratings. They're fairly affordable. They seem like these are rugby girls. They're kicking butt. And rugby practice. Cool. But yeah, the Sena, they make some good stuff, and a lot of people are saying good things about them. They're just a lot more expensive than going with my free iPhone microphone style. So you can do it this way. You just got to have a little bit of knowledge with audio editing, video editing. So you need to be able to take the the audio track of your GoPro and mute that, and then take a separate 2-channel. You're going to have your left and right track for your Apple iPhone. Again, you're just going to be recording it in like a voice recorder. Is that me? I think that's that guy. Yep, that's him. Good. That was a weird sound. Got me scared a little bit. Like, no way, my bike makes a weird scratching sound when it's sitting at idle. It sure warms up, though, a lot. I sat there from 175 degrees, and the engine just sitting there at a light went up to 183, which is still pretty chilly. I saw people posting online that their bikes are running pretty warm, like up around 220. So 220 is pretty good. I used to live down in Phoenix, so it was really hot down there. Of course, I had an old school bike, 1990 Suzuki GS 500. It was a cool bike. It was fun, lightweight, easy to handle. It had a low center of gravity, actually, and the most important thing is, with a full tank of gas, they call that a wet weight. I don't know what the exact weight was on it, but I was able to just set it down as close to the ground as possible, and I was still able to pick it up on my own. So I have kind of made a rule of thumb for myself. If I cannot do that, I won't buy the bike. This particular bike, the Yamaha FZ07, has a wet weight of 397 pounds, and you don't need... Ooh, Honda, looked like a CBR 1000 for sale. Cool. Yeah, you don't need to be a monster to be able to pick this thing up. Now I'm going 33, 34, 35 miles an hour there. There's a little bit of wind. I think I'm kind of going into the wind, so I mean, it doesn't sound very bad on the helmet. I can still hear myself. You're probably hearing in the microphone some of the wind noise passing by the outside of the helmet. I do have that microphone tucked into the right cheek pad, so there's no way that wind can actually hit the microphone itself and make some wind noise. It's just the wind going around the helmet or hitting the side or the front or the underneath the chin. You know, of course, right below it, it's all open, exposed to the outside. So what I hear right now, of course, your ears are back inside of there a ways, and you don't really have any gap or open air below your ears. But the microphone is about an inch away from the bottom of the jaw of my helmet. So that yeah, I'm gonna tap it right now. So I don't know if you can hear that or not. So that was at 7:02, time 7:02. Pretty good intersection here, so I'm just gonna flash. This bike has a little flasher. If you have the brights, I don't know if you can see that or not. You have the brights over here on the left, and if they are on bright, you have a little trigger right here on the side. So that trigger will actually shine the brights, but that function will not work if you have your brights engaged. During the day, if I'm riding around town, I do like to use my brights during the day, just because it makes it brighter and more visible. And I do stress in all my videos, and while I'm riding, I stress safety quite a bit. So gotta be safe when you're on a bike. They can be fun, but they can also be super dangerous. And after buying the bike, I cannot afford a ticket, so can't afford to get a new bike either. Even the $500 or $1,000 deductible that I have, so. Now there's some pretty good wind noise there. Still got my iPhone in my jacket pocket, good. I think I'm going to go down south of town and ramp this up a little bit to 55 and try to talk over that wind noise that's there. Should be easily done, but we'll see. Should be interesting to see how well. I mean, all the wind noise that I hear, of course, you know, the wind's not actually blowing over my, it's not blowing over my ears, so there's you know, so I'm not hearing that. What I'm hearing is all the noise outside of the helmet, the noise blowing by the helmet itself. So it is pretty loud, and I know that some of these microphones, I forget what they call it. They call it like not compression, but it's like a noise gate. It's called a noise gate. So what that does is it sets a threshold at a certain dB level, SPL, sound pressure level, which is layman's terms volume. And say if your threshold is set at a negative 75 dB, you know, anything above that, I guess technically it's lower than that, would be negative 76, 77, 78, because you're negative. Anything lower than that, the microphone or that noise gate is designed to block out everything, so it won't pick that up. Now, if you have a sound like my voice, if my voice is greater than negative 75, so you're talking negative 74, 73, 71, you know, even 60s, everything all the way up to 0 and above, that will open up that gate. Now that's exactly like a gate. Say you have a horse corral or a cow corral. You open up the gate, not just certain cows can come through, but all the cows can come through. Same thing with a noise gate. A noise gate will open up and it'll allow everything. So if I'm talking louder than the negative 75 threshold, it'll open up and then you can hear the wind noise when I am talking. Now, Apple iPhones and a lot of other newer phones actually have something similar to that, but it's a little smarter. And what it'll do is that it'll actually it'll pick up everything above a certain threshold, but block everything else. So if you're on your phone and you're at a concert or a party and there's a lot of background noise, and you're trying to talk on the phone, the other person on the other line, on the other side of the phone, will not hear everything in the background, but your voice. And what it does is it automatically detects what is the loudest, or what is the most consistent up against the microphone. So it'll pick up your voice because it knows, like, hey, every once in a while, every time this person talks, there's this volume going into the microphone, and it senses that particular, I don't know if it's a threshold, but that volume or that type of noise going into the microphone, and then everything else in the background it just doesn't include. And crickets. So just found out that if your phone rings or you get a text message or anything on your phone while trying to record, your phone will stop recording your voice. So that is exactly what just happened. So you guys are hearing me actually talking through my iPhone right now in my home. And so I'll just lay this track over the end of this little video here. So just a heads up, if you guys decide to go with this microphone setup, to make sure that you don't receive a phone call, and the best way to do that is just put it in airplane mode, and you guys should be fine. So I will keep on testing and seeing what I can come up with for the best audio and video quality while I save up money to try to get one of those sweet Sena microphones. So thank you guys for commenting and watching my video. Please like and share, and I will talk to you guys next time. Thanks. Bye.